All right, guys. Today we're going to be reacting to Andrew Wilson demolish her hedonistic nonsense. Champagne.
And instead tell me about how you feel.
The argument is that not all women think like your wife. And so, as a feminist, I completely support your wife and whatever her ideology is. And she can go shout that from the rooftops for the rest of her life. And I'm going to applaud her if that's how she really feels. But it also means that me, who probably has a wildly different perspective than your wife, should also be allowed to speak and also be equally as heard. And we're all allowed to do whatever we want as long as we're not harming other people.
No, that's not true.
Point.
In fact, you can't.
As long as I'm not harming anyone, I'm going to live my life the way I want.
No, even
and I'm not harming anyone by doing my
you
life.
would not advocate that is true. For instance, okay, in the middle of the night, you know nobody's around. Okay, you know it for sure. You blow through a fucking stop sign. Okay, even though there's nobody around, is a cop justified in stopping you?
I mean, yes, he is, but
There we go.
But
There you go.
You didn't harm anybody. You knew you wouldn't. Didn't even have the potential to harm them.
But that's the thing, though, is you actually don't know. That's the whole point of those traffic laws. You don't know if you're going to harm someone. Because if the light's red, you don't necessarily know someone's coming around the bend. That's why it's red.
This particular one, you know. You're in a 2-stoplight town, man, and you know there ain't nobody on the road. You know 100% there's nobody there.
Yeah.
Within the confines of the hypothetical, is he justified in pulling you over?
Of course.
Of course. So
Yeah.
if he's justified in pulling you over, then no, this idea of I can do what I want as long as I hurt nobody else.
But the thing is, by
that is
that's-
not. That is
obtaining
You know
not
what's
how
crazy?
society
That's
works.
such a hippie 1970, 80 mantra to live life. That look at the effect that mantra has, has resulted. Look at these people, man. I do whatever the hell I want as long as I don't hurt anybody. I don't think that's how the world works. I think not even the founding fathers would just give you that kind of argument. It's crazy.
since I agreed to those rules of society.
Wait, you need a driver's license? I thought you could do whatever you want unless it's hurting someone else. Why can't you drive without a driver's license? You're not hurting anybody.
You are, because in order to get a license, you need to learn to drive. The
Why can't you
definition
learn to
of
drive
driving
without a
without an
license?
education.
I'm sorry, you can't learn to drive without a license?
I think the whole point is...
No,
hero. No.
Argument
I
with
know
her.
you
Hang
keep
on.
cutting me off.
No.
Like the point
She
of
cut you off.
actually she's furthering my point, and I really appreciate what she said. You're cutting me off.
Oh.
Anyway,
He was trying to let you finish, just for
I
clarity.
was trying to let you finish. She cut you off. You
Go
blame
ahead.
I
me.
interjected.
Go ahead, go ahead.
I didn't
I
interrupt.
appreciate Liz's interjection.
Well, I don't appreciate her interjection, but
Okay,
anyway, go ahead.
We're not. So my point is that if you just get behind the wheel of a car and you've never driven one before, it's likely you're going to crash it. So anyone should have the right to drive as long as they learn to drive. Anyone should probably have the right to own a gun as long as they know how to use a gun and they don't have a history of murdering people with guns. We should have the
What the
right to
hell?
go after whatever life
thing
we
with
want.
safe
But
sex
do I want to be a heart surgeon? I don't. But let's say I wanted to be a heart surgeon. I should have every opportunity in this world to become one. Does that mean I get to just call myself one? I still have to learn how to do it, or I could harm someone's body.
literally
in the
saying
process.
nothing.
So
She's
in order to not harm
prattling.
others, I need to get educated
Not
before I
saying
take
anything.
on that role.
So to
but we
get
should be
this-
able to do
so
whatever
to
we
get
want.
this right-
But some things in the world you need education.
Wow.
Yeah, so to get
But
this...
you should have the right to
Yeah,
educate
got
yourself.
it. So to get this right, here's your actual argument back to you, okay? You should be able to do whatever you want as long as we tell you you can do it. You can do whatever you want as long as you have a license and you go through the proper authorized authorities to tell you now you can do what you want.
Right.
You believe that with licensing, medical licensing, private licensing, licensing for guns, licensing to drive an automobile, licensing to fly a plane, licensing for everything. You
So you should
probably
have a
believe that you
license
should have
to have sex?
licensing to own a home because after
No,
all...
I don't, because
No?
owning a home isn't going to put me in jeopardy of killing other people. Doing open heart surgery when I have no knowledge on how to do it could make me kill someone. That's
Wait.
the difference. Yeah.
Everything you do in life can have the potential of a negative ramification to harm somebody else. Everything.
And when I'm talking about harming,
hang on. Let me finish my point. Everything you do in life
She's
has
annoying,
the potential
bro.
to do this.
She's
if
annoying.
that is true, and you have to agree with me that that is true, what you're actually not saying to me is you should be able to do whatever you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. You're saying you should be able to do anything you want as long as we collectively feel that your potential to hurt other people is mitigated. And so that actually requires rigorous government interference and rigorous not letting you do what you want.
it's not letting you do what you want. It's preparing you to do what you want. If you want to fly
Oh
a
my
plane,
God. The logic is just went down the drain. Preparing you to do whatever the hell you want. How do you get prepared to do whatever the hell you want? How? Can you guys tell me in the conversation how?
I think no
Is
matter
that
if
even
you're
possible?
a woman, if you're black, if you're whatever age, as long as you pass the physical test that says, yeah, you have the eyesight and hearing abilities or whatever, and you're not going to jeopardize other people's lives on the plane. If
Quadruple
you pass
amputee?
what was that?
Quadruple amputee?
I mean, they probably
Just
couldn't
checking.
fly a
I
plane.
just want to check.
It's like, but that's what I'm saying is like,
checking.
it's just, this is like, it's so funny how you're trying to make this something like, no, like if anyone in the world wants to be a pilot or a heart surgeon, I believe they should have every opportunity to become one. Does that mean as a society we have no standards? We do have standards.
So we stop people from doing what they want?
Stop interrupting me. Shut up, dude. Let's stop interrupting
Wow.
me. So let's say
Well, you can't
that-
go for hours either.
I'm not going for hours. It's been about a minute and a half.
Go.
Anyway, so like,
She's annoying,
if
bro.
there is some,
This is when the show. This is where Brian. This is when he's missing. Like, you clearly need to check that attitude, man. You cannot have that attitude because it make the panel very uncomfortable. You can see even here, the corn star here, right here, right? The corn star is even uncomfortable. Look at her. Look at her hands. Right hand is over her left hand. It's uncomfortable. Look at the one here in the left. This is way too aggressive to have a conversation. If you cannot have the conversation, you have to stand up and go. You cannot simply just have this conversation. You just be mad and we'll just rant for 2 hours.
poor person of color who dropped out of school, didn't have the resources, like grew up in who knows, they grew up in a group home, like they don't have the same opportunities as someone who grew up in a wealthy family who's going to pay for their college education, let's say.
You're not saying
like,
anything.
I think that person, if they have a dream of being a pilot, they should be able to work hard enough and be given the opportunity to learn to be a pilot. It doesn't mean that because they imagine they're a pilot, they get to be one. But if you're like, I want to be a pilot, I'm going to be like, I don't care where you come from, what you look like. Here's the resources to learn to study. And if you put your time into that and you learn and study, then congratulations, you deserve to be one.
No,
That's
Yeah,
that.
okay, but so this, again, doesn't even begin
It's not stopping them from
to
being a
address
pilot,
my
it's just
argument.
teaching them to be one
Stop.
before they do it.
My turn, right? So, one more time. This is my actual argument. Try to address the argument I
Lot
made,
of
not
tests.
the one that you wish I made, and then address that argument. The argument that I'm making
lot of
is
jet tests.
that is not do what you want as long as you're hurting nobody else. That is, you can do what you want as long as we license you to do it, and we rigorously vet you to do it. And after we have rigorously licensed you and vetted you, then you can do it. And if you don't do it that way, you go to fucking jail. That is not do what you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else. That is sloganeering bullshit.
No, because
Bullshit
if
and
I
lies.
decided to just take 20
Hero.
people and get on a plane and
STFU and try using logic. You can fly a plane without a license.
Right.
Right. So,
Without hurting
okay, so let
anybody.
me take this. I don't know if you have kids or not, but let's say you have 3 toddlers at home right now. And let's say a random man off the street who's never flown a plane in his life said to you, hey, I'm going to take your kids on my plane. I want to go for a joyride. Would you feel comfortable with that? Or would you rather go on a flight with someone who you know?
Yeah, fuck no, I'm
learned?
not doing that.
Right, because you have standards. It's not that
What
no
in
one can
the
be a
hell?
pilot, but if you're
Am
going to
I
entrust
advocating you should be able to do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody, or are you advocating that?
I am, and
Okay,
I do
well then
think,
why are
I
you
think
giving
that
me an
person
internal
should be able
critique?
to be a pilot. I think
Then
they just
why
need to
are
learn
you
how to be
giving
one.
me an internal critique about a position I don't even hold?
Because you're stating that by my logic, any random
By your
person should
logic.
be able-
Yo, the need to be right. This is sign language, folks. This is the need to be right. The last one. So sign, shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. The need to be right is so strong here. And the thing is that she had bad experience with guy, right? But she hates Andrew. She hates Andrew. She hates him. Based on my opinion, she hates him. And she wanna demonstrate to the group that I own this guy. And you, bearder guy, Irish guy from Michigan, you're not gonna tell me what to do. I'm gonna be right, and I'm gonna show you that I'm right. That's what she's doing right now.
to be a
Yeah,
pilot,
by
and
your
that's not my
logic of you can do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else is not even a standard you yourself believe. I just
is.
demonstrated it. No, you
I
believe in
think that
you believe in
person on this-
over-the-top rigorous licensing for fucking everything. What are you
No,
talking
I
about?
don't. I don't
think the
believe in
word that's
rigorous
missing here
licensing
is
for
the
owning a home.
opportunity
Like
to
you
do what
just
you
gave
want.
owning a home as an example. I don't think anyone
That's
needs to
because-
have
what
licensing
about-
to own a home.
okay,
How
what
did
about
you
owning-
open someone's chest and
No,
do
you
surgery?
do.
You
Listen,
should be licensed.
by the way, you cut me off when I was making that argument. No, you do believe you need a license when you own a home. For instance, if you want to add on to your home,
You need
have a
permits.
structure.
Yeah, I know about permitting. I
Yeah.
worked in
Do you
real
think?
estate.
Do you think we should have permitting for that?
I mean, Santa Barbara's permitting laws, I actually highly disagree with. It depends on that's a very
That's not my question.
county by city
Yeah,
basis.
that's not my question. Do you think that the government should be empowered to come in and tell you how you're going to be able to zone your own house if they consider any type of public danger, even if it's just a perception.
If they perceive that the structure you're building is going to cave in on itself and kill the people living in it, then sure. That's why
But
you have to
wait,
learn
they're
to be a
doing
construction
whatever
worker.
they want. They're doing whatever they want, and they're not
can't.
hurting anybody else.
But they are by building something they don't know how to build. That is
So wait a
harming
second,
people.
wait a second.
So
So
they're going to
they're
learn
living
to
in their
build
own
it or
house?
hire someone who knows how, and then still.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
see,
saying.
she
If
don't-
you want to add on to
Weird.
your house,
That's
They
you
need to
can
be
add on
right.
to your
It's
house.
crazy.
So you live
but
by
you just
yourself.
need to do it in a safe way.
So you live by yourself
Damn,
on a
man.
hill, right? And you build your own structure. The government comes in and says, nope, you got to have a permit for that because you might harm yourself. Great. But your argument is you should be able to do whatever the fuck you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else. Who cares if they're going to harm
No,
themselves?
I'm saying if they want to add on to the house, they can still add on to the house. They just literally.
Little partner here. She's trying to save her, but she's she's zoned out. She don't want to have it because she wanted to be right. You see what I'm saying? She need to be right. She need to be right. Remember, guys, I'm a witch. I'm part of the modern thinking. I'm the modern movement, the modern woman thinking. Right? I need to be right because I'm right. This is insane, bro.
really need to do it in a safe way.
So they just
I
need
want
to
Liza to talk now.
rigorously be vetted and licensed in order to do what
For
they
certain
want.
things in the world,
They
yeah,
should have
certain
the
things in the world
So
are
you
can be
absolutely
unsafe.
don't believe that people should be able to do whatever they want as long as you're not hurting anybody else.
I
Like
believe
every
if you want to add on to
example-
your house, you can add on to your house.
Every
Just do it in a safe
single
way.
example that you give requires licensing, rules, regulations, and people interfering with your life before you can do the thing that you want.
Part of not
that
being a
doesn't hurt
caveman.
anybody else.
We live in a
The
society.
opportunity,
That's
how
why
do
you
we
can't
Right,
just walk
you know
down
what?
the street
I
and murder
agree. We
people.
live in a
We have
society. That's why I
standards.
wouldn't make such a ridiculous argument as you can do whatever you want as long as you're not hurting anybody else, because that's sloganeering. That's not
Yeah,
true.
sloganeering,
ideal.
yeah.
I think
That's
she's
taking
saying
it
it's
too
more of the
literal.
ideal, though, and not what
No, it's not taking it too
not.
literal.
You're interrupting.
But it's
Oh, there we go. Go. Let me shame this guy. Let me shame you. You're interrupting. Let me police you. She hates guys, bro. She's a little, I never realized how misandrous was so big, right? It was very. The hate on men is very big, folks. You don't see it, but it's very big. And you can see it right here. She despises him because he demonstrates masculine tendencies, and she hates that.
I'm sorry, I was responding to her.
I just think that it's
Look at him. Look at her.
Stay safe. What does that mean?
Thank you for the raid. Stay safe.
no. I just think that the bigger issue is that should we have free will or not? I mean, that's what I mean. It depends on what.
I think
you
we
believe in
reacted to
that
this
way,
video before.
because
I remember some of this. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you in the next one.